welcome back, Silence, to the day one update of the Righteous Fairy Trickster. I was going to record this last night, but I kind of got too tired, so I just said, I'll sleep, wake up, feel a little bit more fresh, and I'll record the video then. We got to about level 77. Our slash played is about 9 hours. I think about an hour of that I was just eating dinner and AFK, but overall, it's not like going to be OP speed. I'm not the fastest racer or anything. I'm happy with where I got to, which is level 77, and we got some basic gear setup. We got a Soffles for about 10C. Right now in trade, they're about 12C, 13C, so those are still pretty affordable. We bought Immortal Flesh for like 3C. Now those are going down to, I think, 2 and 1C. This is a pretty common item. It's still pretty cheap on the market, and it gives you a hell of a lot of regen. Definitely pick this up as soon as you can, because it makes your sustain so much easier once you get this. It helps you basically get to the position where, you know what, I don't really have to worry so much about my life flasks, spamming that sort of stuff. You can swap out of it. Another ring for that is Kikazaru. This ring also super common. You can pick this up for about 1C. If you want to go Omega Sustain, you go for 2 Kikazarus, but I wanted a little bit of damage, so I went with Pyre for 79% burn damage. Originally in this build, I recommended Death Rush. It seems like Death Rush got a rarity tier change, because there is only like 25 of those on the market. Previous leagues, that would have been multiple hundred Death Rushes, and they roll from 1 to 3 second durations for Adrenaline. So ultimately, I'm not going to be recommending, because I think it's going to be too expensive to buy. If you can pick it up for cheap or you drop it or something, yeah, play with Death Rush. But as of its current price right now, it's probably too expensive, and we're going to be able to upgrade to better things than Death Rush for cheaper, which will probably be in my day 2 update video. But for now, Pyre, Kikazaru, these are some cheap rings. Pick up some nice value. Other than that, we have an amulet that has some okay life on it, and I guess like 7 all res. It's not great, and we want to upgrade this. We have a helmet where we drop from Betrayal that has hybrid life, AoE gems, regen rate. I probably should craft flat life on this. I kind of forgot to last night. But that's just an okay 4-link for our Righteous Fire. I would have liked to swap this out for Vol's Vision, but Vol's Vision seems to be one of those uniques that got more rare / has higher demand. It seems like it's trading at 40 chaos. Definitely out of our budget right now. I only have like 5 chaos or something. I'm not rich. So that's something I'll maybe pick up later, but for now, we're just using the helmet with regen rate and some life. AoE gems was just lucky on our unveil. We got this from Betrayal. We picked it up ourselves. Then we have another pair of gloves, just basically going for some regen rate, some life. Ideally, we'd want Val Caress here, because it's going to give us pretty much permanent Val onslaught uptime by using Val Righteous Fire. Unfortunately, Val Caress seems like another unique that got a tier of rarity change, so it's less common, and it has higher demand. So that's trading at 40 to 50C or something. So for right now, it's just out of our budget, and we just have some basic rare with life on it, and it's going to work fine for us for the time being. Then we have our body armor, which is probably our worst item by far. This is like something I've been wearing since, I don't know, Act 3 or something. It's really bad, just a 4-link. This is something where we're going to basically save up some currency, and we're going to buy just a base 6-link that's non-corrupted. And what we'll do is we'll throw greed essences at that till we get some okay stats, and then we'll have a 6-link for our Scorching Ray. That'll take our Scorching Ray from really mediocre damage to much higher damage, which will be really good for our single target. And then last but not least, we have a Scepter. This is a Scepter I picked up that had +1 and % fire damage. Really nice snag for us. Not like OP, considering literally just a Opal with +1 would be basically the same amount of damage. This is something we want to upgrade pretty soon. It's decent for what we're doing, but it's also still mediocre. Because having a Quartz versus an Opal, that's 20% damage difference there. So the Fractured Mod is only 14% worth of damage. It's not really that good, right? So that's the gear. That's where we're at. We have a Quicksilver, we have a Jade, a Ruby, a Mana Flask, and a Life Flask with Remove Corrupted Blood. Remove Corrupted Blood you want to get as soon as possible. It's just an annoying thing to die to. So if you can get that on a Life Flask, you're going to have a good time. And then you can just have a panic button to press if you take a big hit. Then we have a Enduring Eternal. This just gives insurance on our Mana Sustain, which right now, actually, we don't actually have a mana problem right now. We don't even need this Mana Flask. So I could probably drop this for another... I might swap this out for an Onslaught just because we don't have currently the... yeah, I'll just grab this random Onslaught. Maybe it's got a good mod on it. Evasion rating. Hell yeah. I guess we got evasion rating twice. Who cares? Basically, you'll use an Enduring Mana Flask, Internal Mana Flask, until you get Mystic Bulwark combined with Safeguard, combined with Soffles Frame, and combined with, we have Tempest Shield. That gets us to 73 spell block, which gives you 73% mana regeneration rate, and at that point, you don't really have a mana problem. I think we basically had a mana problem until this point, but once we got that spell block plus Mystic Bulwark, we stopped having a mana problem, and it feels pretty good at this point. Yeah, so this is the day one gear. We are running about not great evasion. It's like 13k when we actually have our flasks on, 7k when we don't. And then we have Wind Dancer. The evasion nodes over here. I ended up dropping these nodes to get these nodes first. I decided I'd rather have more life currently. With the current setup, I was only getting like an additional Arctic armor with grabbing these passes. I didn't feel like it was worth it, and I decided I would rather go over and get more life into the build. And I think later on I'm probably going to go over to Templar just to get more life for the time being for our current setup. So that's what we're working with. We got some 3-stat jewels with just like life, burn damage, recoups okay. This one is life, damage over time, and burn damage. This one's okay. Trap damage would be good if we were a fire trap, but we're not fire trap. Maybe we'll sell to a fire trapper. Life, damage over time, multi, and fire and lightning is the main stats there. And trap throw speed would be good for a fire trapper, but we're not fire trapping. We're scorching ray and up. So this is the current setup. I want to go ahead and show you guys a mapping showcase of a T6. This is about our, I think we maybe done up to a T9, but this is the highest tier map I have right now. So I'll give you guys a little showcase of what this character looks like with our day one gear, with our level like 18 gems on our 2-4 links, and just give you guys an idea of what you can expect with really potato gear, kind of when you're just getting into maps. This is what the character should feel like, should look like in this current state, right? I also should say we also don't have our links fixed yet. I need to get flammability linked to Hex Touch, linked to Armageddon Brand, linked to Combustion. That's going to be an additional minus 15 fire res from Ignite, from Combustion, and from our Snowforge node. So I'm missing out on a decent amount of stats there. I pretty much just proc Valrighteous Fire whenever we're mapping, because we get so much recovery on kill from Polymath that it instantly fills you to full even when you proc Valrighteous Fire. It just feels good to do at these points, right? Just nice little button to press to say, hey, I want to clear better. That's all it really is for, just a little bit extra clear. Nothing too crazy. I'm still kind of waking up, but hopefully I'm making some sense as I'm talking here. I tell you what, Righteous Fires, oh my word. Chaos Recipe login. What the hell? I'll come back for that and I'll pick those up after the video. I won't make you guys watch me pick up like 100 rares. Why did he drop so many rares? Okay, I don't know much about the Archgem rework, but so far from what I can tell, you just randomly get somewhat cool loot, and I'm all down for it. I am down for it. I've randomly dropped like 5 fractured items from one enemy multiple times now. So I'm excited about randomly getting some cool fractured items. I think that'll be really nice for getting some gear upgrades. I want to make sure I kill these monsters before I start messing with the mirror tablet. Trade 3 additional shrines. Shavron's destroy tablet. I don't freaking do that. I don't freaking care. Alright, let's keep going. I have noticed from doing the reflection mechanic just last night, I created an amulet with 44 all res. Now I could be wrong about this, but I think all res at a T1 can roll up to 18. T2 can roll up to 16. If that's a T2 roll, that's looking at a 2.5 multiplier. And a 2.5 multiplier is pretty crazy, which I think that's what it is. I'll have to, I might just check it right after we kill this guy. So this is what it looks like on a boss. Okay, so that was the boss, whatever. We'll pick up some things. We'll teleport out. I'll show you the amulet I was talking about. I wonder if it'll tell me the tier. The point is, if we get 2.5 multiplier, it was a 12 line thing that I did for it. It's this amulet. What does it say when I alt it? It's a T2. So if 16 times 2.5, that's how you get to 44, right? No, that's even more than 2.5, because times 2 is 32, and then you add 12. This shows you that we can get close to 3 times the effect. For example, the one I did was it was a 12 distance path or something like that. It was a pretty far distance. But this is an indicator that the multiplier goes much, much higher than 2.2 for how much these jewelries can be multiplied, which means our gear can be it can be really crazy. Sorry, that's a random side note. I got distracted. Point is, this is what the character looks on day 1. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. As always, take care, Exiles.